Lake Nakona, also called Farmers Creek Reservoir, sits about 9 miles northeast of the town of Nakona in Montague County, North Texas. The dam was built in 1959 and finished in 1960, impounding Farmers Creek, which is a tributary of the Red River. At full pool, it covers roughly 1,470 acres with a maximum depth of about 80 feet and a conservation pool elevation of 827 feet above sea level. But here's what matters to us as bass fishermen. Texas Parks and Wildlife has consistently ranked Nakona as one of the top bass lakes in the state, historically listed as the 4th best bass fishing lake in Texas. The lake record largemouth is 13.4 pounds, and Florida strain largemouth bass have been stocked here for years. Add in periodic threadfin shad stockings, and you've got a serious forage base feeding for some serious fish. What makes Nakona special is the structure. You've got riprap along the dam, you've got rocky ledges, main lake points, there's a defined river channel that swings through the lake, and hard bottom transitions that hold bass year round. The water runs moderately clear to stained, and the lake has moderate fluctuation, which is why the Google Earth imagery from the lower water years is absolute gold for finding hidden structure. So grab a drink, open up the Simplistic Fishing app, and let's break down 7 spots that you should absolutely put on your milk run for Lake Nakona. Spot 1 is on the southwest side of the lake, and I'll be honest with you, if you pull up here when the lake is at full pool, you're going to look at this bank and think there's nothing there. No visible timber, no obvious points, no grass line, basically looks like a nothing bank. But watch what happens when I pull up the Google Earth image from when the lake was drawn down. Boom. Look at that hard spot pop right off the screen. That lighter colored bottom you're seeing is a clay and gravel transition. Everything around it is soft mud and silt. And then you have this hard bottom, which is an island of structure in a sea of nothing. So why do bass love these spots? Largemouth bass relate to bottom composition changes as much as they do depth changes. Crawfish live on hard bottom. Soft muck does not hold them. When bass slide up from the channel to feed, this is the cafeteria. In pre-spawn, this spot gets sun exposure and it warms up faster and the surrounding mud flats. You drag a jig, a Carolina rig, or even run a crankbait across this thing and you better hold on. Stop 2 is a textbook community hole setup. A main lake point with old Farmers Creek River channel running right up against it. Look at these Garmin HD contours in the Simplistic Fishing app. You can see the point extend out, and within 15 to 20 feet horizontally, the bottom drops straight into that old channel. This is what we call a swing point. And in bass fishing, this is as good as it gets. Here's why. The river channel is a highway. Bass use it to migrate between deep winter haunts and their spring spawning flats. When that highway bumps directly into a piece of structure, like a point, fish stack up there. They don't have to go hunting. Food literally funnels right to them. Fish this spot with a deep diving crankbait bumping the break line, or maybe a football head jig dragged from shallow to deep, or even a Carolina rig. In the winter, this is a spot you can vertically jig a spoon right on the edge. In the summer, bass are going to pull out here to sit in the thermocline where the channel provides the cooler water. Spot 3 is directly north of spot 2. And if it looks familiar, that's because it's the same recipe, right? Main lake point, river channel swinging very close by. Not right on it, but pretty close. Now you might be asking, why am I giving you 2 spots that look almost identical? Here's the deal. Bass on a given day have a mood. Wind direction, sun angle, bait position, any of these can make spot 2 dead and spot 3 on fire and vice versa. Having 2 nearly identical spots within a short boat ride gives you a pattern you can milk all day. Pay attention to which way the wind is blowing. Bass almost always set up on the wind blowing side because the wind pushes the bait fish and the plankton into that area. The other trick with these 2 points is when you catch one fish, slow down and pick it apart. These channel swing spots, they don't just hold one fish, they hold schools of fish. Stop 4 is about mid-lake on the east side. Another main lake point, but this one's a little different. The river channel doesn't swing directly against it, but it's close. And what you lose in that direct channel of contact, you gain in these stacked contour drops you can see right here on the Garmin HD mapping in the Simplistic Fishing app. Count with me. We've got a break here, another one here, and another one right here. That's what we call a stair-step structure. Bass use these contour lines like a staircase. They move up these steps to feed shallow and back down the steps to the rest into the deep. This spot is especially deadly on a post-frontal day. When bass get pushed up off shallow cover by a cold front, they often slide to the next breakdown. If you're not catching them on the shallowest contour, drop to the next one. Keep working down until you find them. A drop shot, a shaky head, or a Ned rig will catch the heck out of fish that are setting on these stair steps. Spot 5 is a main lake hump. And this is one of my favorite types of structure on any lake. Look at this one on the Simplistic Fishing app. You've got an isolated rise coming right up at the bottom and a river channel that is swinging right around the west side of it. An offshore hump is basically an underwater island. And it's one of the most overlooked types of structures because you can't see it from the bank. Bass use humps as ambush points. Bait fish school cruises over the top of them, and the bass set on the edges and crush them from below. The magic happens right where the channel edge meets the hump. That's your high percentage zone. In the summer, this spot can absolutely load up. Deep diving crankbaits, big worms, flutter spoons, and even swim baits are all going to shine here. If you see bait on your graph stacked on the edges, there are bass underneath them, guaranteed. Now, spot 6 is the one you're going to want to write down. Just north and east of the hump that we were just on, there's an area that doesn't look like much on the contour map. It's pretty much featureless, right? There's absolutely nothing screaming at you. But let me pull this up on Google Earth, and right there, my friends, is a tire pile. Somebody at some point sunk a bunch of tires in this spot, and that is what I call a very, very juicy spot. Here's why tire piles are bass magnets. They create hard, vertical structure in an area of flat, featureless bottoms, just like what we have right here, right? Algae and zebra mussels, they'll colonize on that rubber, which attracts the bait fish, which then attracts the bass. Tire piles also provide you shade and ambush cover for those bass. In the middle of hot Texas summer, when the bass are suspended and hard to find, a tire pile like this one can be a literal honey hole. Fish it with heavy Texas rigs, drop vertically right into those tires, a jig skipped along the edges, a Carolina rig dragged across the pile, even a crankbait will work very well. And please, don't break fish off in there. Nothing ruins a tire pile faster than a bunch of snagged hooks. Our final spot is going to be down by the dam. You can see right here on the Simplistic Fishing app, there's a nice point coming off the contours near the dam face. But the contour map only tells you half the story. Watch this. When I pull up Google Earth, look at the rock on this spot. That lighter area that you see extending out, that is rock. This isn't just a point, it's a rocky point. And on a Lake Nakona, that's a massive deal. So here's the background. The riprap along the Nakona Dam is well known for holding big bass, especially in the winter and the spring. Texas Park and Wildlife actually calls out the rocky ledges near the dam as one of the best places to target big bass during the cold months. The dark rock absorbs sunlight, warms the surrounding water, and crawfish absolutely love that rocky habitat. When the rest of the lake is 48 degrees, this rocky area can be 52 to 54 degrees, and that's where pre-spawn giants love to stage. In the winter, throw a jig and pig, or just throw a jig, your call. A Carolina rig lizard, or a suspending jerkbait, or maybe even try some live scoping in these areas. In the early spring, a lipless crankbait ripped across the rocks can be absolutely deadly. Any time of the year, the rocks near this dam produce. If I had to pick one spot to fish on Lake Nakona in February, this would definitely be it. So there you have it. 7 spots on Lake Nakona that should absolutely be in your rotation. A hidden hard spot, 2 channel swing points, a stair-step structure, a main lake hump, a tire pile, and a rocky dam point. That's a full day of fishing right there, and that's a pattern that you can run pretty much any season. Here's how to take this all to the next level. Head over to our website, simplisticfishing.com, grab you a Simplistic Fishing SD card for your graph, plug it in, and you'll have all these spots plus the entire lake breakdown right there at your fingertips. No more guessing, no more idling around trying to find things. It's all mapped out for you. And if you don't already have it, download the Simplistic Fishing mobile app. It's what I use to map out every spot in this video. We've got the Garmin HD contours, we've got the Google Earth overlays, waypoint sharing, everything all in one place. So I put some links in the description for you. And if this video helped you out, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe for more lake breakdowns just like this one, and drop me a comment letting me know which Texas lake you want me to cover next. Tight lines, and we'll see you on the water.